not spending my money or I'm forgetting stuff like supply depots, which I recently remembered I can do the supply drop thing from the orbital command, so that's kind of been making up for that big fault of mine. But I think the mule is considered better. It's hard to say, because the mule gives you like nearly 300 minerals in the course of its life. But see, the supply depot, the supply depot is like something you got to not only pay 100 minerals for, but the SCV who's building it isn't mining during that time as well, and it's kind of a upfront cost, whereas the mule, like, you're making money slowly over time. But if you call down the supply drop, it's like, boom, it's right there instantly, so you don't got like a build time kind of issue either. I don't know, it just seems to me like it's not as bad as people make it out to be. Especially when you forget to build supply depots like I do. So yeah, seems like I'm starting to get almost okay at Terran. I really feel like I'm not ever prepared for everything, though. Like in that game, for example, I again would not have been prepared for a bunch of banshees, or I wouldn't have been prepared for like a hunter-seeker missile, which he could have got. He's whining about mass marauders being overpowered, which they are to some extent. His Thors, for example, are pretty useless against him, because I just stim all my guys. Remember when he was dropping his Thors over to try to deal with my Vikings that I had landed by his mineral lines? Well, I just stimmed my marauders, ran him in there, and one-shotted the Thor that came down, so it's like... yeah. Marauders are good. I feel like I'm forgetting to say something. So there's going to be a little bit of silence here for a second while I think. Oh yeah, so anyways, he could have got like Hunter-Seeker Missile, Banshees, Siege Tanks. Siege Tanks aren't that good, mostly because the Marauders can stim, run up and kill a Siege Tank really fast. I don't know exactly how many shots it takes to kill a Siege Tank, but Marauders do extra damage to armored, so that's why they take out certain units and buildings really quickly. Which is kind of stupid in my opinion, because the Reaper is supposed to be good at taking buildings out quickly, so he just really gets overshadowed. And then they also kind of get overshadowed by Vikings, because Vikings are super mobile also, but a little more so because they're flying units that can go over land that, like, over non-land or whatever. So the Vikings can just land and go into assault mode and kill off workers really well, because they're sort of like super marines when they're on the ground. It's kind of like a marauder in health, but like 5 marines in damage. Maybe not 5 marines. It's pretty good though. So yeah, Reapers kind of suck. I'm not sure even why I was talking about Reapers sucking. Oh yeah, so I was talking about Marauders. Yeah, they're kind of overpowered perhaps. Well, they're definitely overpowered. It's hard to say how much they need to be nerfed. Like, for example, their slowing attack thing, they used to get that for free. Then they put it as a tech lab upgrade for like 100 minerals and 100 gas. It's like not really much of a nerf there. It's really just so that they don't own like zealots and stuff super early in the game, like at the very start. But recently they sort of nerfed that nerf, so it's only 50 minerals, 50 gas. And remember, this is at the tech lab, which is required to get Marauders anyways, so you research it at the same time as you're building Marauders, and so it's kind of stupid how that works. But that's how that is. So yeah, I think they need to make it like, I don't know, they really need to nerf Marauders. They could nerf like their range, they could nerf their damage to armored, particularly because they really take out buildings too fast, especially when stimmed. They could also nerf their stim so they like take more damage from it, or they get less of a benefit from it, or they could just take stim off the Marauders altogether because they're supposed to be kind of slow. I mean, they have 6 range, and they shoot that, like, that's farther than a Marine. A Marine is 5 range, so mass Marauders just kind of beat Marines just because of that. They'll get the first volley off no problem, and they have a bunch more health. So Marauders are just kind of, yeah, kind of gay. Yeah, but there are counters to them, like I was trying to mention. Banshees, siege tanks are okay if you, like, they'll do a lot of damage. They just die fast. You can't expect just a group of siege tanks to beat a group of Marauders. You gotta have like siege tanks and like Marines or Marauders or something else. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not really, even though I just won 2 games in a row, I'm really not confident as Terran yet. I'm just totally unprepared for banshees and still pretty unprepared for like nidus worms. Like I'm never remembering to build stuff around my base, so I see it popping up. Sometimes I patrol units, but you really want the units at your front door in case they suddenly come in with a big attack. You don't want half your units running around your base, so the half at your front door just die super fast and then you lose. Stuff like